Then it was our final day at Magic Kingdom and also our final day at Disney World overall. And it started off with us going to the PhilharMagic, which is basically like the Philharmonic, but they take you on a 4-day adventure through all of your favorite Disney movies. The 3D in this 4D was fantastic. If you don't know what 4D is, it basically includes smells and feelings. So if something splashes you, you get a splash of water. If you see food, you smell the food, the whole 9 yards. But the 3D part of it, the imaging, you could feel like you could just reach out and pop a bubble in the Little Mermaid section. Or that you could like have Tinkerbell like hold her in your hand kind of thing. Like that's how intense this felt. It was really magical. I like that one a lot. And it's orchestral because Philharmonic Orchestra. Then after that, we went to the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, which of course is another staple of Disney, and it was phenomenal. I know it's one of those cheesy water rides where you ride through and look at all the cool stuff, but getting like splashed by Cannon Splash is so much fun for some reason when you put it in a new perspective such as Disney World. But I was really impressed with the animatronics. I really liked the kind of fun feeling, kind of creepiness of the atmosphere. It was a good ride. And instead of going on Thunder Mountain, which I know Thunder Mountain's a big deal, but we were set up at like 10 a.m. and we just didn't want to go through it, so me and Chris changed ours to the Hall of the Princesses later on the day because Tiana and Rapunzel were going to be there. And I'd already got it in my head because I felt super left out that all of my other family members got to meet so many characters. Like we're talking one day, my sister-in-law with the 2 kids, Mary Poppins, Pooh, Piglet, like they met so many characters and they still met way more than I did, but I had to admit there was a slight bit of jealousy in my heart that I had not gotten to meet more than maybe 3 characters. Because the first day we met Gaston as well, and Chris actually he got into an intimidation battle with Gaston. Let's just go with that, because he asked us how long we had been married, and I said 4 years. He looks to Chris and he's like, "You have to tell me that story one day," basically insinuating how to earn Belle kind of thing. Well, Chris starts playing back, and you could just see right on the actor's face, he's like, "Oh, he bites back. Okay, let's work with this." So after the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, we all split up and got some food. I can't exactly remember where we ate, but I'm pretty sure it was good because everything at Disney is freaking delicious. Well, as we're leaving, it was as we were leaving Pirates of the Caribbean, Chris is taking my hand, he's driving me across the park, we go to Be Our Guest, which is the restaurant of all restaurants in Disney World. You have to have 3 months in advance reservation for dinner, 2 months for lunch, and sometimes during the slow season, if you go at a certain time, you may or may not have an open table that you can essentially get. Well, that day, me and Chris were wearing our anniversary buttons because it was, by chance, our anniversary. And, well, we talked to the girl up front. We're like, "We know you guys are super busy. We're not really expecting much, but we just want to see if you guys had an open table." She responds with, "Yeah, it's a little packed right now. It's kind of our busy time, but come back between 1:30 and 2:30. Maybe we can see if we can get you a table set up." Well, I, for one, was like, that's actually the best answer I've gotten since I've been here, because we asked them the first day as well, and we got kind of mixed responses. So I don't know if it's because we had the buttons or what, but when we left, we went to go to Ariel's Grotto, and then we met Ariel and had a great experience with a little girl on the line named Isabella. It was so much fun. I actually had more fun waiting in line than I did actually meeting Ariel, even though, God, it was just star-stricken. Then after we went to meet Ariel, we left and met Goofy and Donald, which was a lot of fun. Goofy kept playing with Christian's hair, and Donald was an absolute doll. Asked us how long we'd been married, kind of thing. Which, I mean, you know, they can't really ask. They can only try to gesture because they can't speak. After that, we go back to Be Our Guest. And this is the most magical thing I think that had ever happened to me. And Chris had pointed it out later on. As we were talking to the girl, what we think has possibly happened, she kept getting close to Chris and his FastPass. Well, the employees carry FastPass scanners everywhere, so everybody who works a certain area has a FastPass scanner. We are pretty sure that she scanned us in, because when we went back to Be Our Guest, she was standing behind the kiosk where she takes the reservations in, And we were like, we want to see if you had an open table. She immediately goes into, let me see your fast pass. Scans it, it goes green, which means it was accepted. Basically telling us we had a reservation. We had made a reservation. Somewhere, I think this girl had set up a reservation for us, and I'm not even joking, I almost cried. I wasn't even expecting to get in. We go in, we get to pick between any of the 3 ballrooms. You have the main ballroom that has the outside looking area, which was snowing. The ceiling actually moves. Then you have the other room that we weren't in, which is kind of the memorabilia hall, which has like screenshots and paintings of like the epitomal story moments of Belle and Beast's life. But we ate in the West Wing, which was the Beast's room, and there was thunder, it was dark, but it had the rose and the rich shades of blue. I got the French onion soup, which I'm sure some of you are like, that's so basic, but you don't understand. I already love French onion soup, and it's so hard to find a place that does it right that I'm like, I'm already at one of the best places where I could possibly get this. Let's do it. It was amazing. The cheese was like gooey and thick, and I think they kind of like bruleed like the top a little bit. I know brulee is technically with the sugar, but I don't know how else to call the crisping with a blowtorch on top of cheese. But it was delicious. Like the bread inside was perfectly thick, so every time I put my spoon through it, I not only got cheese, but I also got bread. And then Chris got the pork, or the braised pork with like vegetables and mashed potatoes, but we finished off with the Master's Cupcake. Now that was not included with our quick meal because it had dessert, but you could use a quick meal there, just a heads up for those who ended up with a package. But we got the Master's Cupcake that has the gray stuff on top. Well, the second me and Chris take a bite of it, Chris already notes like it's white chocolate with like a hint of like dark chocolate underneath, and it's got like these little like edible chocolate pearls on top. And if you guys have heard me before, I can't have too much chocolate. It gives me headaches. And the cake inside was chocolate. I'm like, you know what? Let's just do it. This is going to be my only time to ever try this. This cake was so light and airy that it almost just evaporated in your mouth, that I was not even worried about a chocolate migraine. Not even. So I dug in. It was so much fun. It was fantastic. And I got, like, once again, that was another Beauty and the Beast thing that I get to experience. I mean, heck, day 1, I got to meet Belle and Gaston. Day 2, we went to go see Beauty and the Beast, the stage show. Day 3, we took a picture in Paris. And day 4, we got to eat and be our guest. And I got to meet Tiana and Rapunzel. And oh my gosh, I could literally just go on and on for hours about how wonderful of an experience I had. But I can only do this in so much time. Oh, but I wanted to go ahead and share and tell you guys I had a wonderful time, and I'm back safe and sound, so expect to see me back on the internet a little bit more. I do apologize for my absence, just because a lot of life changes have occurred, so everything's kind of switching around, so you'll either see more of me or less of me. We'll see how that goes. Don't forget to check me out on Twitch, and make sure you go in the links below for all of my Instagram, Snapchat, all that good stuff. Find some photos from my time at Disney, or come hang out at one of my streams. I can probably share a few stories. You just let me know if you want to hear them. And I hope to talk to you guys really, really soon. Love you guys. It's good to be back. Bye!